This poem is called Snakes and Ladders. It's about how they've turned the world into a cartoon board game. It plays on the ladder to heaven motif, the Jacob's ladder or Jack and the Beanstalk kind of thing. And it contains some terminology that I've made up or borrowed from ancient mythology, such as Apsu, which I interpret to be the kind of conduit between lives. And from ancient Egyptian religion, we have the Ka, the Ba, the Khat, things like this. The Ka is the soul, basically. It's what traverses the after realms and goes on to take incarnation in other lives. So, Snakes and Ladders. Regurgitated up the serpent's straight intestine, little boys and girls go from being snake skins shed to juicy morsels swallowed, after being envenomed, stricken, and paralyzed. The assiduous coyote, Wile E. in the cartoon, climbs a ladder in a huff of such focused fury he neglects to look up. At the top, he is chagrined to find the ladder not to be leaned against any balustrade. The bird he chased, who is up here, can fly. It cocks its head quizzically, goes meep, while E for a second is suspended in the sky as the tall ladder tips into an acuter angle. He pulls out of nowhere a sign printed, "Help," while his other hand bends fingers to bid bye-bye, then plummets with a whistle down. Boom. Bandaged head to toe, the convalescent can do nothing but shake and roll dice on a cardboard board game in the trauma ward. 7. His piece advances as many rungs. He is winning, about to beat the other invalids. Heaven is only 3 square snake scales away, so close to paradise. In Candyland, the Peppermint King and Queen, jolly, rosy-cheeked, Mr. and Mrs. Claus, beam beneficent happiness as tiny tickle monsters attend to their bare feet. They giggle between licks at lollipops, and occasionally prefer berry gumdrop decrees. As long as I don't roll a 1, not a 2. Now what are the odds that I might get another 1? 1 in 6? Impossible. The counter doesn't ever revert to 0. Consecutive numbers are rare. 1 in 12? A guarantee of 2 or higher. Predictably, Wile E turns up another 1. Arg! Arms broken. He cannot raise his help sign. He can only bend the fingers on his inert left hand. Bye-bye. Mlah! The eternal serpent shoots out of the sun and swoops through the sky before a blazing wake of fire that stinks the wind all over the earth. It smashes through the roof. The dragon face snarls in contempt for its prey. Fear flares and is as soon extinguished. The devoured coyote down the straight intestine is hurled, splat, desert dust clouds from an aerial view. The piece returns to start. Get into this Sarx-Pagos, the Egyptian priest explains to the young Delphic initiate. You will enter in Apsu. Beware you do not resist the soft pull of the sacred Neteru. Know for what it is, the magnetism of light. Be abashed at the harsh contrast between shades of dark and evil. O nobly born, and never hesitate when a snake is about to bite you. Scorn time. Let every step be onto paths as assured as mountain peaks. That Apsu was a subway tunnel, the Ka of Osiris remarked as it emerged out of the underworld and blinked against the brightness that blared off of surfaces. Shimmering haze in the obsidian reflection in the hood of the Corvette convertible stuck unmoving in LA freeway gridlock. That Apsu branched aberrantly into putrid streams infested by mutant piranhas and craggy, crooked, rapier-tipped infernal Halloween trees. The Ka investigates the world it has been born into, A labyrinthine honeycomb, a hive governed by no matriarch, but chaos seemingly. A machine prodded onward by arbitrary outbursts of testosterone. Gears and mechanisms, soldiers on the march, hungry, tired, and cold, through wastelands, the enemy chasing behind. Avance! Napoleon rages maniacally, wild-haired, lapels ruffled, buttons missing, eyes pried open by shocking lightning bolts. Avance! He shouts at his men, mere boys, to the 20-year-olds 10 years ago. The Ka is in constant communication with the inner aspects of the identity of the individual which reside in the liver, the heart, the throat, and the brain, respectively. When consciousness is uneasy and turns over in ongoing turmoil the topsoil of the fallow field to find worms to pluck, dirt crumbs clinging to squiggly slime, to feed the blackbirds perched on the shoulders of the flesh-stuffed scarecrow to shut them up. They only stop squawking when their mouths are processing nutriment, each in its own language. The soul is schizophrenic, carrying on inefficacious conversations with itself. Colombian Spaniards and Aztec Mexican natives, blah 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 blah. Flailing gestures, get off our land or we are going to kill you. Hands raised, whoa, relax, we come in peace. Then aside, hey Hernan, get a load of these hijos de puta. They actually believe me. And to the credulous tribal chiefs, here are some trinkets and doodads, inestimable in value. Give us gold in exchange. The result is 500 years later, a Ka in perpetual conflict, angst-ridden and plagued with perplexity. It is aware of the Khat's fallibility, death, to put it bluntly. The moment when it will be sucked into an Apsu, and from there on be on its own to navigate the Duat. The Ka causes the consciousness torture. Chill out and try to enjoy yourself. Damn it, Ka, you always ruin everything for me. Idiot, you act without virtue, backing down from challenges that would bring wisdom, engaging in practices that foster foolishness. Your lazy abnegation of the work required to attain to grace maddens and depresses me. The time you spend idling or applying your energy toward occupations that earn or waste money is a recurrent swell of discomfort on one trapped, squatted interminably. Pleasure trails the dynamo. Yes, now I am breathing according to the esoteric doctrine of Tantra, hard and deeply, while envisioning the ferocious deity mingling with the consort. An orgasm is arising. The female force gushes liquid lotus flowers that flood the universe with light and resurge back into elemental emptiness like ocean waves through every pump of love, wa love, wa love. Absolute freedom cycles through the Apsu. A lunatic stalks the halls of an impalpable mansion, spurning rooms, repositories, and holding cells. He bashes through thin paper barriers. Pictures of clown faces erupt in tears. Miss America pops out of the upper tier of pink icing cake, topless. Ta-da! Her nipples, rosy fireworks, fascinate men indulging in puerility, oohs and ahs, gazes directed toward the 4th of July night sky. Lady Liberty is exploited for her buxomness. The Ka comes to dread the serpent's contortions. The rodent must survive not only the stinging bite, but the tortuosity of being swallowed and digested. The lesson Looney Tunes teaches in Roadrunner is that the schemer is immortal. The hunter falls into his own trap. Karma keeps coming back to bite you in the ass. Ouch! An Acme mousetrap snaps on the culus of Canis latrans after Geococcus californianus has already pecked up the birdseed. Twang! Bang! The bow by which Wile-E was to be the arrow shoots him into a rock face. His pancake body peels off to the accompaniment of a discordant accordion that retakes its former shape scrawny, scraggly, desperate, and destined never to succeed. Square One sure has changed a lot since last time I was here, the wanderer muses while touring his hometown. Different shops, shinier. The present is much more modern than it was in 1990. They're still selling the same shit they were on the other side of the world, an antidote to Thanatos, and as many bright colors and sweet flavors as in a rainbow of Skittles. Tropical, tangy, very berry, and classic.